Hey guys, well, I have a contest entry to do for HWWLTD and his new contest that he's calling his, the classic giveaway. And basically, it's going to be one winner, and one winner is going to win 3 movies, and all of them are in region-free Blu-ray. One is Zulu, which I've never seen. The Goonies, which I have seen. I did own it on VHS a long time ago. And Stand By Me, which I've seen, I think, a good bit of it, but I don't think I've ever seen the entire movie. But it's a pretty good movie, though. So yeah, it would be nice to win. This time around, it's 3 questions, that you have to answer, and I think the video has to be at least 5 minutes, which shouldn't be a problem for me, the way I ramble on in my videos. But anyway, 3 questions I have to answer. Number 1 is, how do you prefer watching your movies? Really, I don't have any special way that I prefer watching my movies. It's just, usually with me, it's just, I usually watch them alone, because I really don't ever have anyone that wants to watch them with me anyway. Let's see, if it's on DVD, most of the time I'll just watch it in my bedroom. I'll pop it in my Xbox, and I'll watch it while I do stuff on the internet. Occasionally, I'll watch them in my living room, where we have like a DVD home theater system. Especially if it's something like like one of the Terminator movies, or say Starship Troopers. That would be a good contender for something like that. But usually I'll watch my DVDs in my bedroom. If it's Blu-ray, I pretty much have to watch in my living room where we have a much bigger TV than the one I have. Well, mainly because that's where my Blu-ray player is, but the quality on the Blu-rays are definitely much better on the bigger TV than the one on mine. So, yeah, that's pretty much my answer for number 1. I mean, I don't do anything special. Like, I don't fix popcorn or anything like that. I just pop them in and watch them whenever I want to. So, question number 2 is a type of movie that you avoid watching, and 2 examples of that kind of movie. See, there's 3 things I could say for this, but because there's 3 answers I came up while thinking about this. But the thing is, two of those 3 answers, it's like even then, there may be like movies specific movies that I actually do like, but generally speaking, as a whole, I really don't go out of my way to watch them, like the type of movies or whatever. Because most of them I just don't really have any interest in. So I guess I'll just say I guess I'll just say one that I can. I'll just say stoner movies, or like drug movies, however you want to say it, describe them. Most of them, I just, that's kind of like the thing they're going for or whatever. I just don't have any interest in them. See, I mean, I'm not a drug person. I mean, I've never done drugs or anything like that. I don't even drink. So, I mean, I don't have any interest in movies like that, generally speaking. There is one though I actually do enjoy. I do like, and I actually do plan on buying at some point in the near future. It's been on my list of movies to buy for quite some time now, but example number 1, it would be the movie Rolling Kansas, which came out in 2003. And it's this independent movie that I believe it was written and directed, or just directed, I can't even remember, by Thomas Hayden Church, who played Lowell on Wings. I'm wanting to say he wrote it too, but I can't remember for certain. But what the movie is about is it follows around 5 main characters, and it's 3 of them are brothers, and 2 of them are their friends, and 2 of their friends. And the 3 brothers, the movie takes place in the 80s, I believe, but the 3 brothers, their parents were hippies, and when the 3 brothers were kids, their parents accidentally stumbled across this experimental marijuana field that the government ran and owned, and pretty much the government kind of sort of chased them off, and the parents had to kind of abandon their kids, I guess, or just leave them behind or whatever. But it turns out though that the parents left behind a map to this field, and now that they're adults, the three brothers decide that they want to go try to find this field. And so it's like the three brothers and the two friends like going like on a road trip together, and basically they try to find this field and everything. That's kind of like the gist of the movie. It's almost like a road trip movie though. It's kind of like what an article. There's this article I read once. It said though, for a drug movie, there's surprisingly little drug use in the movie itself. It's almost kind of like a backdrop or whatever, but yeah, it's basically, you know, like Rolling Kansas. That's my first example. Number two would be an almost similar named movie, but not really. It's a movie called Rolling, and this one's a bit more recent, I believe, 2009, I think, around in that time period. Rolling it's kind of weird to explain, especially since I've only seen like a few minutes of it, but it's kind of got this documentary, not documentary thing going on. Some of it's almost done like it's a documentary, but it's not a documentary. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Basically, Rolling it's an ecstasy movie, and essentially what it's about is the movie kind of follows around again 5 main characters that really don't have much to do with each other, except for 2 of the characters who are best friends. It's 2 best friends, a teacher, and I can't remember the other 2 characters. Basically, all 5 characters are from like different walks of life, and pretty much all 5 of them have one thing in common, and that they are all ecstasy users. Which, you know, interestingly enough, ecstasy in the U.S. was only made illegal, actually not even a year before I was born. I think it was only a few months before I was born that it was actually made illegal. So it was actually legal to use and everything for quite some time here in the U.S. Like up until like just a few months before I was born, and I was born in 1986, so really not that long ago, actually. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, but anyway, like I said, I've only seen a few minutes of it, but I haven't been able to sit through more than a few minutes of it so far. It's just, it seems like a well put together movie from like a filmmaking point of view and everything. It doesn't seem like a horrible movie, given that I've only seen a few minutes of it, but I just haven't been able to muster up the interest to actually sit through and watch it though. Maybe sooner or later I'll try, but yeah, that's my answer for question number 2 though. Question number 3 is, what is the scariest horror movie you've ever seen and how did it affect you? Well, I'll just use the same answer I always use for like questions like this. And just because I have talked about this before, I won't get into detail, but I'm just going to use It, like Stephen King's It. You know, I first saw it when I was 4 years old, and you know, you've heard me talk about this before if you've watched my other videos. You know, I was 4 when I saw it. Sister had a ventriloquist clown puppet that looked an awful lot like It, and I was terrified of it, busting into tears at the sight of it, etc., etc. So yeah, yeah, that's my answer for question number 3, It, and it scared me for the longest time when I was 4 years old, especially of this ventriloquist clown puppet my sister had. So yeah, that's my answer for question number 3, and hopefully this is at least 5 minutes long. It should be, but anyway, that's my answers for the 3 questions, and I guess if this video turns out okay, I've actually done this video 2 or 3 times already, and I didn't really like how they've turned out for one reason or another. So assuming this turns out okay, I guess I'll just go ahead and get this uploaded and post it as a video response sometime today or tonight. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.